So this is a quick video to show people that are using EmuDeck with the Steam Deck how to get Gran Turismo 4 running perfectly. Better than perfect, in fact, running at 3 times the resolution at 1080p with seemingly pretty much no slowdowns. This is just a replay at the moment. As you can see, it's one of the night maps that I think usually has issues. I think this is one of the ones that people request anyone using the emulator to show, just so they can see how things run. I'm just cycling through a bunch of replay demonstrations. It doesn't really show it. It doesn't really prove a lot showing a replay because it's not actually, in game in a real world sort of. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, it's late here, so right. So let me just jump into the game and show you how it runs with my settings, and I will show you shortly after what you need to do to get it running like this. Again, as far as I know, this is one of the more demanding levels. I'm playing with one hand, obviously, because I'm filming, so you'll have to excuse me crashing into a bunch of walls. But hopefully it demonstrates what it needs to demonstrate anyway. So I'm just going to go straight on and hope for the best. Right. As you can see, there's no slowdowns whatsoever. I don't actually know what the normal slowdown areas are. I'm pretty sure anywhere on these type of maps are quite stuttery normally and slow. So now you've seen that works fine, let me come out and show you another requested map that a lot of people have trouble with. Again, I'll show you the settings at the end of this video so you can get things running just as well on your own Steam Deck. Just bear with me a moment. Right, so I think if I go to city courses and then across to Seattle, I think that is one of the more notoriously difficult ones to run. I'm going to just select anything here. Oh, Audi is a good option, I suppose. Right, let's go across and have something semi-decent. I guess, yeah, alright, okay. Let's go with that. And we'll leave everything on automatic. Right. Hopefully this demonstrates some of the more difficult levels, circuits rather. Again, I will just keep accelerating and crashing into things because again I don't have 3 hands unfortunately. Alright, so if I just keep my finger on the button here on the accelerator and keep going. Again, I'm not too sure which part of this track is supposed to be problematic. I'm going to have to brake here and turn all the way around. I'm not actually sure, like I said, which parts are supposed to be the slower parts on this. Again, the whole point of this is to show these maps haven't got slowed down and the music is completely fine without any choppiness. I'm not sure if you can hear that much. Anyway, I'm going to show you what the settings are. So all you need to do is really simple. So you need to make sure you've installed EmuDeck with the appropriate emulator. You need to go up here to Game Properties, and then you want to go in to, sorry, I'm just looking for the viewfinder, it's hard to see. So at the moment I have the Steam Deck FPS and refresh rate locked to 50 Hz and 50 FPS, and the game itself is targeting 50 frames a second because it is the PAL version rather than the American version. So I'd recommend getting the European or UK version of the game because PAL runs at 50 FPS, and that it gives you a bit of headroom with the FPS. Because at 60 it can drop 5 or 8 frames a second. If it's locked at 50, you won't notice that. So anyway, getting into the settings. As you can see, you've got a bunch of different options here. You want to leave everything exactly as it is, and then go to rendering. I'm using 3 times native, which is the 1080p one at the moment. Obviously no slowdown whatsoever, even on the most demanding tracks. Now all I've done to help with this is go into advanced and make sure this hardware download mode is disabled. Ignore transfers. Do that and change your internal resolution to whatever your preference is. And I'm trying to think if there's any other settings that I have changed. I've cropped a few pixels from the bottom and the right of the screen because there was a weird artifacting line of pixels which you might encounter yourself. In order to get around that, you want to just crop by 5 pixels or 3 pixels, whichever works best. So literally that is all you need to do. Just make sure you've got EmuDeck up to date, and make sure that hardware download mode is disabled. Don't worry about any UMA buffer size. Leave it at default, whatever it was before. The issue with changing that to higher amounts, like such as 4 gigabytes, games and processes, games and applications that require a lot of CPU cycles and a lot of CPU work, you can actually hurt performance if you allocate the UMA buffer to 4 gigahertz, because it takes effectively resources away from the processor, so processor intensive applications will suffer as a result. Anyway, this isn't running CryoTools. This is literally just running the latest version of Steam Deck OS, which I think is like 3.4 or something at the top at this time, and everything else is standard. Just saying that. Hopefully it'll help. There's a lot of people confused out there about how this actually runs. Hopefully this clears things up. Anyway, any questions, let me know in description and comments. Sorry, 3 AM here. Anyway,